A couple of weeks ago, we finished the sermon series on Jonah. And in the last message, Rick made this statement. He said, spiritual maturity is not just about how many Bible verses you know. Spiritual maturity is about learning to care about what God cares about. And I thought that was a really good way to put that idea of how do we know if we're growing in our faith? How do we know if we are becoming more Christ-like? How do we know if we are maturing spiritually? And the answer is when we see in our lives that we have a greater concern about what God is concerned about. I think we get in some insight, not only from the book of Jonah. We know that God is concerned about having people come into relationship with him, but also in the book of James, James gives us a glimpse into God's heart when he says in chapter 1, verse 27, pure and undefiled religion in the sight of our God and Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself unstained by the world. And when we have a concern, when we move into action for those in our world who are often forgotten, who are often without the resources that they need, we are showing that we care about what God cares about. One of the ways as a church that we've been doing this is by our involvement with Care Portal, which partners with foster care agencies to provide for the needs of students and adults, students in foster care and the adults who are working with them. But in our own daily lives, we have the opportunity as we hear about a need to step in and meet that need. God cares about us putting our faith into action. Yes, we want to grow in our knowledge of who God is, and we can do that by learning Bible verses. But beyond just that head knowledge, we need to act. We need to put feet to our faith as we step into those places to be the hands and feet of Jesus. So my challenge for us today is first of all to reflect, how much do I care about what God cares about? How much do I even know what God cares about? And then secondly, to make a step of action, to take a step to say, this is a situation I know about. This is a need I know God can use me to meet, and then to step into that space to show God's love to a world in need.